is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Call 6 Investigates uncovers health code violations here at Victory Field. I'm Tara Kenny with why these problems can make you sick.
A woman's ceiling has been leaking for months. I'm Stephanie Wade asking the property managers why they haven't fixed this yet.
The art show put at risk the steps taken to make sure that the show would go on. I'm Rafael Sanchez. That story next at 6.
Good evening. When we begin now at 6 with our focus on the heat. The rain is moving out and the hot air is moving in. There's already an excessive heat warning for tomorrow lasting for several days. Now we are in for some really uncomfortable stretches of weather here for the next few days, Kevin.
And it's the entire state. It's much of the Midwest. And so we just slow things down and pace yourself over the next several days. That heat index will approach 110 at its highest in spots the next several days. It is the combination of heat and humidity. This may make you think of 2012, but back in 2012 we had 7 days where the actual temperature, the high temperature, went in above 100, and on 2 occasions we hit 105. This time around it will be the heat index that jumps into the triple digits. As you can see, heavy downpour in northeast Marion County, just near Geist, then cutting through Carmel, and 465 and 31. This is drifting south and east, but a burst of heavy rainfall there. This is the very end then of the remnants of Barry that will finally sweep off to the east, but along Interstate 74 some downpours, and then south of Nashville and Columbus. As you look to the north, you can see the darker skies there in the rain in northern Marion County. 89 in Indianapolis. It is 90 in Lafayette. Through the evening hours, any isolated thunderstorms end. We don't really cool off. That's part of the story. These overnight lows will stay well into the 70s. Through the weekend, we'll still be at 80 degrees at 10 o'clock tonight.
A hot dog, a hot pretzel, maybe even a cheeseburger and fries. Many of us love to grab a bite to eat when we hit the ballpark to watch the Indians game. Call 6 Investigates has learned that Victory Field was recently cited by the health department for food safety violations. Our Kara Kenny explains what they found that could make you sick and what's being done about it.
Victory Field is a popular spot for baseball and for food, but what we found in these health code violations could make you sick. On June 12th, as the Indians took on the Buffalo Bisons, a surprise visit at Victory Field, the Marion County Public Health Department with a routine inspection. They found 8 violations, 3 of them critical, meaning the most likely to get you sick.
Critical violation is one that could cause a foodborne illness.
Those critical violations include the use of an unapproved igloo cooler and an employee who did not wash hands after being on a cell phone.
Cell phones have a lot of bacteria on them. So we wanted to be careful that if someone needs to make a call, they will take the gloves off, take their call, wash their hands, and then put more clean gloves on.
Another critical violation, hot dogs were not held to a hot enough temperature. They're supposed to be kept at least 135 degrees.
That is one of the major risk factors for foodborne illness. If bacteria grows in the temperature danger zone, which is 41 on the low side to 135. So we want to keep hot foods above 135 and cold foods below 41 so that the bacteria doesn't have time to grow and then make people sick.
Non-critical violations include an employee not wearing proper hair restraints or nets. The Indianapolis Indians declined to do an interview with us about food safety. However, they did tell us that all violations were fixed either during the inspection or immediately after. The health department website shows they did correct multiple violations on site.
With the critical violations, we recheck them within at least 7 days, if not sooner.
For food establishments that do not fix violations, they can lose their license to serve food or even end up in court. Stadiums like Victory Field, Lucas Oil, and Bankers Life are typically inspected every 6 months. The health department will also investigate if they get a complaint about a food establishment.
Those type of things we don't want to see, and we really want to know about it and address it.
You can look up inspection reports for any food establishment on the Marion County Health Department website. If you have a complaint about any food establishment, you can file a complaint with the health department at 317-221 2222. Working for you in Indianapolis, I'm Kara Kenny, RTV6.
We also reached out to the stadium's food service provider, Aramark, who told us, quote, the well-being of our fans is a top priority. We take food safety very seriously, and we work closely with our partners on an ongoing basis to ensure the food served at Victory Field is of the highest quality and served in the safest environments, end quote. There's a new prosecutor in Johnson County tonight after Bradley Cooper resigned today as part of his plea agreement in a domestic violence case. Cooper pleaded guilty in April to 3 felonies: criminal confinement, identity deception, and official misconduct. He was sentenced to 540 days of supervised probation, paid a $50 fine, and resigned as prosecutor. Acting prosecutor Joe Villanueva was sworn in as prosecutor less than an hour after Cooper's sentencing. Villanueva will hold a news conference tomorrow. A woman finally called RTV6 for help after she says her ceiling has been leaking for months. She's asked her property managers to fix it, but that hasn't happened yet. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is working for you to find out why.
I just want my home to be safe.
But if you take a look inside Phyllis Alexander's kitchen, it's not. There are cracks in the ceiling causing it to leak.
I've put in many work orders.
And it's been like this for months.
It's gotten worse.
She gets assistance through Section 8 housing and lives in a 1-floor duplex managed by Supreme Property Management on the northeast side.
I try as much to stay out of there so I don't inhale that mold. But you can pretty much smell it when you come in the house.
She's begged them to fix the leak in her kitchen, which might be stemming from a problem with the roof, and says it's gotten so bad.
All on my counter, my top counter, the floor, I am unable to cook.
She feels she's fighting for her home right now.
I pay my rent every month. I don't tear up my house. I shouldn't be going through this.
Now, I spoke with Supreme Property Management. They say they've been out several times to do patchwork to repair the leak, but say they've now decided to fully replace the roof. And they're getting bids now on which company will do the work. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Now, if you're having trouble with your property management fixing an issue, you can file a complaint with the health department. They require roofs, ceilings, and any exterior or interior walls be maintained in safe and sound condition, preventing any water from coming through. Tonight, RTV6 is working for an Indianapolis woman who is frustrated over what many would call a simple task: getting her trash picked up. She says the city didn't pick up her heavy trash on July 2nd, and now it's been sitting for a couple of weeks. After numerous calls to the city, she asked RTV6's Cameron Riddle to see if he could help.
Tanya Bowen has a problem. Her heavy trash isn't being picked up by DPW crews. She says she puts her heavy trash in the alley behind her house, the same place she puts it every month. But on July 2nd, city crews did not pick up her trash. In Indianapolis, DPW collects heavy trash once a month. In Tanya Bowen's case, it's the first Tuesday of every month. So when her heavy trash wasn't collected on July 2nd, she called the Mayor's Action Center on the 3rd, the 8th, 9th, 12th, and 15th, each time asking for someone to pick up her trash.
I told them maybe like my 3rd call to them that I'm tempted to call 6 for help and see if maybe then my trash will be picked up. And maybe they thought I was just blowing them smoke or what, but here we are.
There's no doubt about it. The trash is still here. But according to the city's website, this case was resolved more than a week ago. On Bowen's behalf, RTV6 reached out to DPW to see how her issue could be resolved. They tell us they are now actively looking into her case with hopes of finding a resolution by as early as tomorrow. In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And RTV6 will stay on this story and check back with DPW and Bowen tomorrow to see when the trash will be picked up. New at 6 tonight, jaws dropped and hearts sank when Indiana Black Expo feared its annual art show was in jeopardy. The company which stores the equipment needed to display the artwork reported a problem, forcing Expo to scramble for a backup. Rafael Sanchez is working for you to get answers for this for the artists who are having some anxious moments right now, Rafael.
Mark, good evening. No doubt about it. Anxious moments indeed for the past 24 hours as the Expo Arts Pavilion was put at risk of turning artists and people away. You're looking at a clean slate. But these mobile walls are crucial to an art show. Paintings, photographs, and other personal expressions will go on display at the Black Expo Cultural Arts Pavilion at the Indiana Convention Center. It's here such works can capture the interest and the imagination of thousands of visitors. This was all put at risk when the company that keeps Expo's art walls in storage could not deliver them. So picture this. Expo had to scramble on a plan B. One option, to bring more than 100 easels into the pavilion. With about 24 hours before artists were to arrive to set up, that idea was dropped. So here's the resolution based on the email that we received. The owner of Beech Grove-based prestigious manufactured homes, Scott Steinbrook, tells RTV6 that the Expo's walls got misshipped. Expo is surprised the walls were not in storage in Beech Grove, since they owned them and never gave anyone permission to rent them out. Luckily, Expo says Exhibit House saved the day by installing all of these walls at the last minute, but this will come with a fee. In his email, Scott Steinbrook wrote that he would reimburse Expo for the charges. We expect him to do what he says, right?
Yes, we do. Right? Yes, we do. Okay. And as I said, he's been doing this for us for 7 years. So this is actually the first time there's been a glitch. So yes, we want to hold him to his word that he will take care of that.
Steinbrook also says that he's sorry that this happened, since he says Expo has been a great client. RTV6 will keep on top of what happens with that Expo bill. Mark?
Rafael Sanchez, thank you for that. Now still ahead on RTV6 News at 6, starting in high school to train future workers. The company looking to teenagers to make sure there are enough mechanics to service the planes of the future. And if you're looking for a seasonal job, now is the time to take action. The company hiring right now at many stores in central Indiana. Kevin?
And can't focus singularly on heat just yet. We've got some downpours from Carmel to Mount Comfort in Hancock County. Heavy rainfall sliding southeast.
And it should be.
Hiring Hoosiers is our initiative from RTV6 focused on connecting you to jobs and training programs. The need for airplane mechanics is at a critical stage. One study shows that over the next 10 years, North America will need nearly 200,000 people to work on planes. Decatur Central High School in Indianapolis has partnered with AAR. The company's team performs maintenance and provides mechanical services for aircraft at Indianapolis International Airport. AAR has created a program in which Decatur students start on the ground level as a material handler and over 5 years rise through the ranks. The goal is to create a local pipeline for jobs in demand.
Aviation maintenance technician is in high demand, and in order for us to kind of create, we at AAR need to create technicians because there's not enough of them coming out of traditional A&P routes, the military, and in order to meet that demand, we needed to come up with innovative programs that can grow talent from within.
In its initial stage, 8 Decatur high school students are participating in the Pathway program. The starting pay is $15.50. They'll eventually get the opportunity to earn more money and receive benefits like tuition reimbursement. Kohl's announced today it's hiring for back-to-school, fall, and holiday seasons right now at 500 stores across the country, including these stores in central Indiana. That's Southport, Greenwood, Plainfield, Noblesville, Carmel West, Fashion Mall Commons, Westfield, and Geist. So starting next month, all Kohl's stores will be hiring through the holiday season. For a link to open positions, look for this story on hiringhoosiers.com.
Well, I want to show you that temperatures will change, although we have a string of days where the actual temperature will be close to the mid-90s. Here's the warmest temperature in the 7-day outlook for a high temperature. But look, we'll also have high temperature down to 82 by the time we get done with the next week. And low temperatures tomorrow morning, 76. But as we get to next Wednesday morning, 59 for a morning low. Hang in there. Uncomfortable stretch ahead, but we'll see the other side before early next week. Very hot, not just for us. eastern 2/3 of the country. Only the northern plains and the northwest will see temperatures that are at average or a little below. The only day that I would circle that would say that we'd be close to record temperatures is right here. Friday, predicted high 96, record high 98. Otherwise, the records are all in the triple digits and seem to be safe. What will be in the triple digits for us is the feel, the heat index, because that humidity will be so oppressive. Let's zoom in toward Marion County. I just want to point out some of these are still firing up. I mean, you see nothing and then boom, a heavy downpour near Liston. This will slide southeast along Interstate 74. Here is Eagle Creek. You'll have a heavier downpour. Geist Reservoir has had some heavy rain as this moves in southern Hamilton County into Hancock County, all sliding to the southeast. The most lightning I see with anything is in southern Jay County, just south of Portland. That will slide north of Winchester. Other activity, Connorsville and Richmond, and you can see what's happening there. 74, first thing in the morning. We don't cool off tonight. 85 already by noon, and an afternoon high of 93 degrees. The heat index around 105. Temperatures from north to south, warm, and we'll get warmer as we get to Friday. That may well be our warmest day. The chance for a thunderstorm tomorrow, 20%. Temperatures Friday with a lot more sunshine, 96 degrees. Heat index values, probably 105 to 110. They're the actual high temperature forecast. And remember, that's within 2 degrees of the record high. Over the weekend, if we see any relief, it would be brief from a thunderstorm that develops. Just 20% chance on the Saturday. Sunday will be a 30% chance. And then there is the temperature decline as we fall back into the lower 80s. 7-day forecast. Next 4 or 5 days, very uncomfortable. Rain chances minimal. Then we start to cool off early next week. We're at the Greenwood Public Library today for Weather Camp. Come along with me. This week, we're at the Greenwood Public Library for Weather Camp.
And each of those atoms has both a positive and a negative charge.
We're going to get Gracie all charged up. Here we go. You feel that? Your hair was perfectly combed before you came in? It's not now.
To begin our discussion about lightning, we learn about static electricity.
You want this supercharged or turbocharged?
And how charges attract or repel.
Look at that.
And how pressure can change the weather.
We have more cloud cover.